Okay, let's move on. The absolute value of a number is the distance from 0 on a number line. Absolute value is always non-negative, which means it's always positive, since distance is always non-negative. Distance is always positive. So, for example, I can never say I'm going -3 miles down the street. Distance is always positive. For example, the absolute value of 4 is 4. The absolute value of -4 is 4. You can write absolute value of 4 equals 4 and -4 equals 4. So the distance from 0 to 4 is 4, and the distance from 0 to -4 is 4. So adding real numbers. Adding numbers with the same sign. To add two numbers with the same sign, add their absolute values. The sum has the same sign as the added in. So for example, 3 plus 4 have the same sign. So I add them, 3 plus 4, and I get 7, and they both are positive and so my answer is positive. The second one, -3 plus -4, both of these are negative, so that means my answer has to also be negative, and I add 3 plus 4, and I get 7. Adding numbers with different signs. To add two numbers with different signs, subtract their absolute value. The sum has the same sign as the added with the greater absolute value. So, for example, I have -3 plus 4. Well, these have different signs. The larger number of the absolute value is 4. So 3 minus 4 is 1. And so it's going to take the sign of this 4, which is going to be positive. For the second one, 3 plus -4. -4, if I take the absolute value of both of them, -4 is larger. And 3 minus 4, again, is 1. And so it takes the value of -1. Let's look at problem 2 now. It says, what is the sum of -12 plus 7? So they have different signs, so I'm going to subtract. 12 minus 7 is 5. The bigger number is 12, so I'll have -5 as my answer. The second one, -18 plus -2. Well, they have the same sign, so I'm going to add them, and I get the sign of I get the sign that both of them have, which is -20. The next one, -4.8 plus 9.5. They have different signs, so I'm going to subtract 9.5 from 4.8, and I get 4.7. The one with the absolute value that's the largest is 9.5, so I get positive 4.7. And then last, I have 3.4 plus -5/6. First, I can't add them the way they are. I need to make sure that they have the same denominator. So they multiplied top and bottom here by 3 so that I can get 12 in the denominator, and top and bottom by 2 here so that I can get 12 in the denominator. And as you can see, the larger one is the 10/12. And so 10/12 is negative. The larger of the two absolute value would be 10/12. And so 10/12 is negative, so my answer is going to be negative. And 10 minus 9 is 1, so I get -1/12. Now let's do the got it. The first one, they have the same sign. So -8 plus -24 will give me -24. Both of them are negative. For B, they have different signs. So this time I'm going to subtract. 11 minus 9 is 2. The larger of them is the 11, so I'll put a -2. The next one, I have 9 plus -11. Again, different signs, so I'll subtract. Again, 11 is the larger, so I'll subtract. I'll give it a negative. Did I write that one down correctly? Yes, I did. They tried to trick us. And then the last one, they have the same sign, so I'll add them, and it gets the sign that both of them have. I hope this helps.